Hello, everybody.
We have Daryl Buggs. Mr. Buggs, good morning. Mr. Buggs, you're here originally for a fugitive warrant out of Houston County, Alabama. Warrant they say they want you on, Mr. Buggs. The clerk's office this morning discovered 4 old warrants from Jackson County that you were sentenced on. These are old issuing worthless checks. It's the same name, same date of birth, Mr. Buggs. And these warrants, do you have those warrants? These warrants are from 2006. 4 different are issuing worthless checks in 2006, and in each case, all of them are essentially the same. It looks like you appeared before Judge Hatcher back then. According to the court file, he sentenced you to 90 days in jail, but the jail sentence would only apply if you did not pay some restitution and some total check fees. It looks like the total you were ordered to pay back then was $530.95. Somehow during the booking process yesterday, it appears someone missed those old warrants. So I'm making you aware of them. I'm going to ask Sergeant Applewhite to notify the Sheriff's Department that they need to be served. So hopefully someone will be out there today and serve you with those. So what that means is you've got to deal with these charges before you can deal with the Houston County charge, because you've already been sentenced on these cases. So when you get a copy of the warrant served, you'll get a copy of the information, the case number, and so forth. But I have got a copy of the I've got a copy of the disposition in front of me. I know this is the first time you're hearing about this. I did look at the checks to see. I'll try to answer your question in just a second. I did look at the checks because I wanted to see where they were written to. 3 of them were written to Malone IGA. 1 of them was written to McDaniels IGA and Sneeds. Those are checks that it appears you've already pled to and been sentenced on. So you'll get copies of those today. Right now, there's not a purge amount on the sentences. Okay, so listen to Mr. McDaniel. I think he's going to ask that a purge amount be added, and then I'll answer the questions you have in just a second. Mr. McDaniel.
So, Mr. Buggs, you've already been sentenced to this to 90 days jail, and I'm going to ask the court to modify that sentence to allow you to purge out of jail, be released from jail by paying the sum of what the checks are. That's $530.95. Once that payment's made, you can be released on that 90-day sentence on these worthless checks. And we'd ask the court to amend that.
Mr. Mitchell, any objection to that?
What was that total purge amount again?
$530.95.
95 cents. No objection.
So, Mr. Buggs, Mr. McDaniel wants you, if you wish to and have the ability to, he wants you to at least have the option of paying that purge amount and being released on these sentences, not serving the 90 days, because that appears what Judge Hatcher was trying to do way back then, was just collect restitution for these businesses. So, Mr. Buggs, you understand with the motion he's making?
If back then, if I was mistaken, I thought they gave me 6 months probation on that after I left out of the courts, and I did the probation on that.
According to the court file, that's not what happened. Judge Hatcher sentenced you to 90 days in jail on September 11, 2006. 2006, there's probably a video from the court appearance. It's probably actually an old VHS tape. There's probably a video from the court appearance. If you want someone if you want to try to dig it up, we can do that. Obviously, it's not going to happen today, but there's probably a video from the court appearance. We can let you see it at some point in the next few days.
Yeah, because I ain't never been in no trouble here in Florida. That one time they locked me up one time in jail, and I went to court. They gave me probation. And I had
let me do this. Let me take a look at one of the checks and tell you what address was on the checks, and then you'll know if you ever lived at that address or not.
Because I don't even. Was they my checks?
They were written to those grocery stores I just named.
I don't even recall those grocery stores. I don't even know a grocery store in Sneeds or Malone. Them grocery stores in Malone.
Which is it? Did you think you got probation, or do you not remember it at all? Because those two kind of don't.
I had a probation thing here once. That's the only thing I ever had.
Okay. On the checks, there's an address of 4160. Listen to me. On the checks, there's an address of, you know what else is on the check? There's a driver's license number on the check.
Okay. Is it 731?
Is what? Is the number you just gave me is not a driver's license number. What are you asking me?
That's my driver's license number.
No, did you have a Florida driver's license at one time?
I got Alabama driver's license.
Did you have a Florida driver's license number at one time?
I have Alabama. I never had Florida driver license.
Okay. Yeah, so
My
y'all have a
driver's
Florida driver's license number on his first appearance sheet today.
No, it's not a Florida driver license on my first appearance. I have Alabama.
Corporal Jones.
Yes, sir. I'm grabbing his file.
That's what.
Thank you.
That's what was written on the report was the Florida driver's license.
No, it's Alabama. I driver license is 731 out of Alabama.
Okay, we're going to take a look at this driver's license number and the picture of the photo of the person that has that driver's license number. B200. Can't read that. 163.
And the only thing I've ever been I've been here at y'all jailhouse one time, and it's been a long, way before that time. And I was put on probation for 6 months, and I completed
You
it.
have something?
He confirmed middle name. Dispatch that there were two Daryl Bugs with the same DOB, different.
Really? Okay, so dispatch at the sheriff's department is telling us that there are two Daryl Bugs with the same middle name, same date of birth, but different middle names. What's your middle name, Mr. Bugs?
My middle name is Canisius.
Yeah, that's the name that's on this warrant. B200 163. I think I had an extra number in there.
Just like yesterday, told me they had two paperwork for me with two different socials or something, somebody else and me. And I got Alabama driver license, and they are accurate.
Did you ever live at 41
That's not, no, sir. I don't even know where that's at.
in Greenwood?
No, sir. My father lives in 2A. That's the only address I ever lived at.
The photograph on here is from 2005. So we got a 20-year-old photograph. So it's really of limited value.
Let me see it. I just.
That record is transferred.
I'm curious.
No, but it does show a state of birth, a state of Alabama, state of birth, Alabama. See, that's the 20-year-old photo we have.
That's not him.
Now, I appreciate that expert opinion, but I don't know if it is or not.
I just looked at it in jail. I mean, you can't see some of the features.
I have no idea.
That's not me, young, because I don't know about the address or nothing. I lived in Alabama all my life. My father lived in 2A. I got Alabama driver license and had them for many years. I was
Having two Daryl Bugs is coincidental. Having two Daryl Canisius Bugs, that's not a coincidence. It's almost unfathomable that you would have two people with that name and the same date of birth. That's just hard for me to imagine. So,
well, I know I ain't know.
Let me see if we got anything else in this file. See if there's any fingerprints or anything in here we can. Okay, what about the signature from today compared to the signature on the checks? Let's take a look at that.
I don't think it's him.
All right, so there's a signature on the check. And that's not it.
You do share screening?
I'm sorry.
You do share screen, on the Zoom? I mean, just show them that picture if you can share the screen.
We don't have the ability because the jail's not connected to Zoom. We're connected to them through the Polycom. So I thought there was a sheet they signed from the jail, Dawn. Oh, there it is right there.
If there's anything else, somebody done use my did some kind of something, got some idea or something in my name or something, but I don't have no driver license in Florida, never have.
It says refuse to sign. So did you refuse to sign your fingerprints yesterday?
That's because I told them I didn't have no charge here and I shouldn't have it. He said, if you feel like you don't have a charge, you don't need to sign, because what I'm here for now, I don't have a charge. I was arrested yesterday. They ran my name and realized I had a hold out of Alabama for VOP. When I got here, they tried to tell me I had a grand theft. I said, I don't have no grand theft. I ain't never been charged with nothing. I don't have nothing. He said, well, if you don't feel like you have a charge, you don't have to sign it. That's the only reason I didn't sign. But there's other paperwork here that I did sign.
Mr. Boats, you live in you live in Greenwood?
I live in Alabama at 95. I just oversees him. I'm his caretaker. He's 78
So you
years
put
old.
the Florida address on your form at the jail yesterday because you put
Yes,
the
so
Winter
I
Green
can
Road
make-
address.
Yeah, so I can make sure that my father gets all information that's concerned while I was here.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. You've got Alabama saying they want you. That it is what it is. You've got to deal with the allegations in Alabama.
right.
As to the Florida
That's right.
as to the Florida allegations, we'll let the sheriff's department figure out if they think you're the same person that's got a warrant or not. So I'm going to ask the sheriff's department to look at the warrant, and if they need, someone needs to go out there and determine if they think it's the same person or not. They do that all the
Yeah,
time.
but-
That's their job. So if they serve you with these 4 warrants, then we'll deal with those at first appearance. In the meantime, you've still got a hold out of Alabama that you've got to deal with. And at this point, you're choosing not to sign a waiver of extradition. Is that right, sir?
Oh, no,
got
I
local
want to go to
charges.
Alabama. I'm ready to go to Alabama now.
He's got
to
local
go.
charges.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
He's got local charges.
Grand theft.
I'm
The
most
grand
sure.
theft's here?
Yeah.
Well, I thought the grand theft was in Alabama.
It's here.
Okay.
That's the one the thing that I did not sign, that I told them that I don't have nothing here in Florida. I don't have no warrants here in Florida. I don't have any caught no charges
Okay.
here. I haven't did nothing in Florida to
All right.
have no
Give
grand
me a
theft.
Give me a second to
When I-
read the local charge. Let's see what the local charge is related to.
That's what I was explaining to the attorney or somebody who was here today. I said, I don't have any charges in Alabama, in Florida. When the officers brought me in yesterday, we didn't talk about no charges against me here. And I didn't have nothing. And they must told me I didn't have anything here. I'm just being held for Houston County. But then when I get inside of here, they tell me I'm being charged for a grand theft. I'm
I'm having a hard time reading it. If you'll give me just 30 seconds to read this
sorry.
complaint, that'd be
Okay,
helpful.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I apologize.
Okay, so Mr. Bucks, you do have a complaint from yesterday where you were arrested for 1 charge of grand theft. I have read that complaint. There is probable cause for grand theft. It involves a lawnmower. So in that case, you're entitled to a bond. So I know this is confusing. It's confusing to me. I'm going to set you a bond of $5,000 cash or surety on the case from yesterday with a condition, no contact with the alleged victim. In addition to that, right now, it appears you have a hold from Alabama. They're saying that you're the person that they want in the state of Alabama. And I don't know that we even know what the charge is up there, but Alabama's saying someone with your name and date of birth is who they want, and that's something we'll deal with at a later date. If you post bond, we'll deal with it then. If you don't post bond, you'll resolve your local charges first, and then we'll deal with the state of Alabama. The third issue you have are these 4 old issuing worthless check warrants. The sheriff's department's going to be looking into those and determining if they think you're the same person that has these warrants or not.
And they can use my signature stuff up here. I know I didn't sign that warrant thing, but I've signed a lot of more things up here.
That's signature from what, Mr. McDaniel? Okay, that's the signature on the check from it's hard to say, it's 19 years ago. That's the signature on that check. If you request an Alabama driver's license, can you get a photo history too? Alabama only gives you driver's license. So, Mr. Bugs, that's where we're saying you've got 1 charge here with a bond. You got 4 charges that they haven't served you with. They'll have to make a determination if they think it's you or not. And then the 5th issue is the 6th issue is the Alabama charges they say they want you for up there. Do you have any questions, sir?
I guess, okay, you got the bond for $5,000 for this charge that I'm not aware of. I can't make the bond. I guess I don't have my father's, I don't know what I gotta do with this here.
The $5,000 bond is for the lawnmower theft you were accused of, that you were arrested for yesterday. That's what the bond is for.
Can I get an R&R so I can be expedited to Alabama on this charge that y'all have me for?
No, sir, not with a felony that you're accused of. I wouldn't give you an ROR. With a criminal history I've got here too. Now, that's where things stand. All right. Wish you the best, sir. If they determine that if the sheriff's department determines that's you on those warrants, they think it's you, then I'll see you at first appearance tomorrow on those 4 worthless check cases. And we'll try to see if we can get you copies of those checks so you can see the signature on the checks and the address on the checks.
And if they discover that none of that has to do with me, no kind of stuff, can I get the R&R on this charge I have now to be released to Alabama? Now,
No,
that'd be the only
I
charge
wouldn't
that I
give
would
you an
have?
ROR on a Florida charge when you already have an Alabama warrant anyway. I wouldn't do that. I would set you a bond, which is what I've done. If you've got an Alabama charge and now you've got a new charge in Florida, I'm not going to give you an ROR with your criminal history.
But see, yeah, my only thing, well, I know you said I explained it to you about Alabama, because therefore I just have a VOP, which is gonna be dropped once I got there, because I've already seen my probation officer, and this charge should not have even still exist, but I know that you don't have anything to do with that part, so I won't have nothing to hold me once I get to Alabama besides being released. Is the thing, it's gonna be hard for me.
That may be correct. It may not be, but you've got a bond today. Have a good day, sir. After Mr. Buggs, we have Willard Porter. Mr. McDaniel, that's it for friends or family. So let me go back to the top of the docket, unless you need to take somebody out of order. The top of the docket would be Daryl Buggs. Mr. Buggs, good morning. Mr. Buggs, you're here again. I saw you yesterday on what we thought was just 4 counts of issuing worthless check. Mr. Buggs, the Sheriff's Department has investigated the identity of the individuals involved, and their conclusion is that you are the same Daryl Buggs that was entered this plea back in 2006. So, Mr. Buggs, Mr. McDaniel made a motion yesterday for me to add a purge amount to this, and we kind of got sidetracked after that, and I don't think I formally did that. Anything you want to tell me about his request to add a purge amount to the sentences that have been imposed in these cases?
Your Honor, we just asked that purge of $530.95 be amended to add that to the sentence, the purge out with it by paying that sum.
Mr. Mitchell, you still okay with that?
Yeah, no objection.
Mr. Buggs, I'm going to add a purge amount. So what I'm doing basically is I'm amending your sentence that was imposed in 2000 and what year? 2006, because it didn't have a purge on it. It was just a flat jail sentence. But now you've got the purge. If you have the ability to pay and you decide to pay, you'll be released. If not, you're serving that sentence unless and until there's some other kind of pleading filed. So the purge amount is $530.95. And Mr. Buggs, that doesn't change your bond in the other case. It doesn't change your Alabama hold that we discussed yesterday. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, it's not.
Have a good day, sir.
Good luck to you, man.
Yes, sir. That brings us to William Bell. Mr. Bell, good morning. Mr. Bell, you're here for first appearance accused of 1 count of driving under the influence for your 3rd violation within 10-year period. That's a felony charge, and 1 count of driving while license suspended or revoked. That's also a felony charge. Mr. Bell, there is probable cause for these charges in the complaint. I looked at your criminal history, which is not good at all, but what was even more concerning is your driving record, which I'm pulling back up again now. Mr. Bell, I believe, I'm pretty sure you have the most DUIs I have ever seen since I've been practicing law, which is about 30 years. I think you have 14 prior DUI convictions, but I'm pulling that driving record up again right now to make sure that that's what the Florida driving record reflects. It does. It shows 14 prior DUI convictions, not charges, convictions, and 6 prior driving while license suspended. So let me see if the attorneys have any additional information before I set your bond in these 2 charges. Mr. McDaniel, anything?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Mitchell?
Your Honor, we would just, I mean, it's kind of obvious this condition, but we request that as a condition of his bond, he not be allowed to drive.
Mr. Bell, based upon your DUI record, sir, I'm going to set your bond of $50,000 in each count. I feel like you're a danger to the community based upon your refusal to quit driving while under the influence of alcohol. So you have 2 $50,000 bonds. You obviously have a condition not to drive a motor vehicle, and you have a condition not to possess or consume alcoholic beverage. That means your total bond today is $100,000 cash or surety. You have the right to post the bond. You have the right to use the phone to try to post that bond, and you'll get a chance to do that after first appearance. If you do post the bond, remember, no driving. You cannot possess or consume alcohol at all. Mr. Bell, do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Wish you the best, sir.
Thank you.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.